All right, we're reading a new chapter of Mai Ball, the soccer manga that has now switched to weekly chapters, three of which kind of make up a one normal monthly chapter. So it's like the same amount of content, released at the same frequency, but just now spread out throughout the month. I guess this is just sort of a factor of them changing magazines, but it seems strange to me. It just seems like strictly harder for the author to do. At any rate, this one is called The Final Whistle. I imagine that is referring to the whistle signifying the end of the game between Hiji Kima or something that sounds somewhat like that and their enemy team, their long rivals. Um, this girl here, Mai, seems to have awoken, or Mia, I'm sorry, is her name. Mai is the main character, of course. Yeah, she had some sort of pump herself up moment here, going into the final minutes of the game, uh, saying in somewhat psychotic mode, just a little more, just a few more centimeters faster. I have to be faster. And this is referring to their former goalie that has now been being brought out as a forward, who keeps making these insane passes, seemingly without looking, that just weave effortlessly through all of the defense of our girls, but don't go to anyone. And I guess what we're supposed to glean from this is that she's actually making the correct passes. It's just that her teammates aren't quite up for getting in position in time. So I think Mia is like trying now to just go faster and faster and faster so she can actually receive those passes. Maybe, maybe. Anyways, our goalie fields the ball. Our dreamboat coach is shouting and shouting and shouting. Chidori has the ball again. The stealth lightning. Let this go to extra time where it was good as lost. So they're tied right now. Yeah. Phew. This is, of course, Gianna, the Imperial defender who is just generally terrifying in every way, shape, and form. Pushing up their defensive line this late into the match. They don't even have the energy left for that. So I think this is where it's really coming out that throughout this match, our girls, their strategy has always just been like kind of overcoming strategic deficits with just raw energy and pushing things through that kind of have been countered, and just forcing them to work through sheer exertion. A real melee player's soccer, if you will. And I think here they're kind of giving you the reciprocal side of that. That Kijinan still has so much more energy than them, has been playing much more reserved and strategically, and now can make these counterattacks more decisively. So I don't know. It's like whenever you start kind of seeing these things highlighted and these sort of longer match long arcs coming to fruition, there has to be some sort of payoff for it. But at the same time, it's like, what, are they going to score a goal now and then our girls are going to score back in time? Is there enough time for that left when this chapter is called The Final Whistle? I don't know. This is all, of course, assuming that our girls are going to win, that this is going to have a happy ending. I could be wrong there. Who knows? Ooh, at that moment, it was like a bolt of lightning ran down my spine and her fantasy started suddenly kicked in. She's finally been able to contextualize this game in her imaginary worlds. She's finally seen what this Konbaru girl is. This is Reiko. Where should she strike? So she's trying to figure out where this girl is passing. She's trying to get one step ahead, even though this girl herself is kind of like Mai in that she's like a little spacey, a little aloof. Seems like she's almost in a trance when she plays, which is how she dominated Reika so much in futsal. Ooh, Mai manages to get her foot on the ball. And that's key, because who knows where that could have gone otherwise. But now it pops up super high. The goalie snags it. I made it in time. She anticipated the pass. And Mia, who was screaming down the field to get there in time, was still deflected by Mai. And look at how excited Kombaru is. Shivers. Number 15's pretty mental too. She's just running up and down the pitch. Those two are the only ones that can see where that number 1 is passing. Okay, alright, well that's it. It's the downside of this new weekly mode, but we're still getting the same amount of content, so it's fine. We'll read the next chapter soon enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite excited. The match is reaching its climax. Kombaru is interesting. I thought the way that she was being hyped up, she would just be this like insurmountable force. She was the first time a character in this series had been depicted as like incomprehensibly good. You know, when she beats Reika, you know, blonde girl in Reika in Futsu. It's like a total embarrassment, right? And that hasn't happened in the series before. It hasn't gone into that really shonen-y territory of like, I can't even comprehend how good you are. Up until then, the power levels had been building up very, very gradually. So I was kind of curious about how they would do a character like that. And I've been impressed. Kombaru is more just kind of mysterious and does strange things. And she certainly has a talent that is like transcendental. You know, no one can stop her passes, but then no one can really get to them easily either. So it's not without its faults. It's not that she's like a strictly superior character. She just has this one weird trick. That's cool. That's cool. This reminds me of Saki a lot. I think this is kind of how the power levels in Saki work, generally speaking, is that the strongest characters you encounter, it's not just that they're strong, it's that they're weird and strong, and that the weirdness can maybe reveal some opportunity for an edge to get over them, even if they are, you know, just above you in power level. So yeah, it's all good. This is what I like to see. Art still fantastic. I love this series. Let's look forward to more.